So that being said, we'll be starting here in a second. I think that there's both a training match and an actual match starting here. Alright, so we do need to determine which server we're using. And currently, VK is in the process of getting joined into the match. I think it's similar for their opponents. We have BattleDroids, which is the VK team, versus the JOMtards, which is the name for JOM's teams. I'm going to temporarily deafen myself for long enough to hear myself think. Sorry guys, I'm also listening to another channel as I'm trying to cast here, so a lot of information overload for me personally. But in any case, we'll have a match here pretty soon. Start time is 7 p.m. and they have to be joined within 15 minutes by the rules. In fact, if they don't join within 15 minutes, it's a default for the team that is fully present. Alright, so we are going to have a scoreboard. And by the way, guys, if you do have an HDR-enabled monitor, this stream is 4K, HDR, 60 frames per second, so you might want to refresh, make sure your settings are at max. If you are able to support that, maybe even change tabs, kind of full screen your browser. It might help YouTube recognize if you do have an HDR-capable monitor. Looks like the teams are mostly present, and have one mercenary on the side of Jom. Was called JOMtards and Friends, so to be expected to have at least one person present who doesn't actually carry their tags. I'm going to say thank you to Ryan for the positive comment first of the stream. Thank you, sir. You will hear my thank you in approximately half a minute. We got a very long delay. Want to keep this extremely competitive D division match fair for both teams. So I think with a half-minute delay, it's kind of like I'm contacting you from, you know, a planet far away. Approximately this much delay. What is the moon? I think it's about 8 seconds away, so we're twice as far, maybe. Okay, closer to 3.5, actually. Alright guys, so momentarily I'll have an additional stream from Les on the bottom right corner of the screen. How's it going, Les? One second, let me go ahead and unmute my Discord audio track in the stream. It's been muted this whole time, and I'll have to actually alt-tab for a moment for that. Alright, you are now on the record, so say something. A greeting.
What's up, guys? It's time! Bannerlord Skirmish League. First match of C-Div is about to start. Did I say C? I meant D-Div.
I was gonna
We
say.
got some intermediate level players here that are going to be popping off. We got Jom versus VK4. Jom 2 versus VK4. I think VK is going to take this one. Again, super biased. But really, I think that Jom just doesn't have a good team here. I think they're dog shit. I don't think they got anyone that's like a ringer. I'm claiming, I believe this is going to be a 12-0 game. I could be very much so mistaken. I don't know. What's your take, FIFA Fiction Notice?
I don't know about a 12-0. I think Jom's pretty decent. Now, that being said, I don't know if I recognize most or any of these players. I think I recognize at least maybe one or two. Vagabond Void and Volkodav. That being said, I don't actually recall how good of a players they actually are. But, Jom's well known for being reasonably skilled players. But that being said, we have kind of limited the pool here. Kind of casting a narrower net with the D division. It's not the absolute best players. These are players who kind of know what they're doing to a certain extent. But this is still
I'd
not
say intermediate's fair.
Yeah, I think intermediate. It's a fair statement. Even C division, it doesn't sound like very high praise, but they are actually. It's a requirement to be a very sweaty, highly skilled player to get to even C division. So, A division reserved for kind of only the absolute psychopaths with 10,000 hours on this game.
Excuse me, I'm a native. Thank you very much.
No offense to those present. Yeah.
And it's 12,000 hours. Thank you very much. So, all right, looks like Jom is going with the traditional 1-5 for Echerion. Jom is a brand that has been in Bannerlord for a long time. I think they go back to Warband. I'm not quite sure on that. VK definitely looking to fight in the open here. Hoping our Cav can play smart. Oh, horrible move from Jom, losing that Cav real early. They had one, now they have none. Key Cav hasn't really capitalized a big hit there. Finally capitalizing on that. It took a long time for VK Cav to do something there, though. Leon taking the first kill on Fiishy.
It's a very unfortunate choice for that axe to get off that spear. They spent another Cav as a result. I don't know if it was worth it.
Can they kill him again? Second life. Ooh. It's always bad for those who are watching. Hey, Fief, I need another link to your stream, by the way, so I can post in BSL.
Give me a second, right?
That was a shocking stomp. I mean, First Life Sturgia should have been able to beat Empire. I think that's what this match is going to look like. The fact that a lot of these Jom players I haven't seen very much, and this VKD team has a lot of old heads, really. I mean, CleonRedMoon, Spades have both been in my clan for 3 years. They're 06 Banner Knights. You know, meaning at least they're exceptional players. They're not just good. They're not just, you know, passing. They're certified blocking men, really.
Yeah, Spade is really good, actually. It's pretty good in Cav. Good overall.
Wow. It looks like Vlandia took 0 casualties in that round. Quite insane. So the main JOM team, I believe, is it in B? Oh, yes. Main JOM team's in B. I think I'm going to have someone fact check that for me. Roman, will you go look in the sign up Discord and tell me what team this JOM team asked to be in? Did they sign up for D or did they sign up for C? I'm not sure. They're in D division, but they might have requested to sign up in a different division. I'm not sure.
I didn't catch, did JOM go 2 Cav first round?
They went 1 Cav. 1 Cav first round, and it looks like, and he died instantly. It's not good.
Right.
Let's see how JOM changes their strategy after that disastrous first fight.
And VK did pretty well, but I was noticing maybe a little bit of a lack of pressure on the spear last time. Probably
yeah, one of our Cav got dismounted pretty bad there. I was disappointed with you know, the VK cavalry in that first fight there. One of our cavalry has 71 score currently. That first fight, I think the jitters got them. They were eager to engage. Oh, VK's going to get caught by JOM here. This is not a good spot for VK to fight. This is very closed. Their cav hits first. Looks like my team had to say. B1 takes him out. This is super close. Horrible fight for VK to be taking here, but they are just powering through it. When you have more infantry, you want to fight close. When you have less infantry, you want to fight very open so your cav can cook, but... Wow, that's insane.
Didn't really expect them to win there, but nice job.
I didn't either. That was nuts. That's not good.
It doesn't really bode well for the overall closeness of this match for JOM.
Mm-hmm. Well, JOM is an infantry clan, so, you know, we'd expect their infantry to be doing really well. Obviously, this is their C div team, D div team, and, you know, they expected them to compete in a D div where there's D level players, and I feel like my team is pushing the line a little bit on D compared to pushing the line a bit when it comes to...
It's a pretty avoidable hit for Rakmis there.
B and C.
These aren't brand new players, you can't really just taunt them like that. That's slow.
Huge cav bomb, he knocked 3 of them. And missed his kick and got hit pretty good there too. Oh man, he's dealing so much damage for these second life Jomsborgs. Holy shit. First casualty on VK in 2 rounds was Rakmis, followed soon thereafter by nobody. In 2 rounds of play, only 1 casualty for the Empire. That's nuts. I hope, honestly, I feel bad. I feel guilty. My magnanimity is kicking in. I'm hoping that JOM can pull together a couple rounds here. But I'm a little scared. I don't know if it was kind of it's an absolute slaughter. What do you think?
2 Cav. So was it Figgy the Cav their first time?
Oh, they run a second Cav this time. Yeah, Figgy, and now they have Vagabond Void running Cav. Is my stream working for you okay?
Yeah, it's been fine. I've actually identified the problem. It's going to be toggling off whenever I alt-tab, or whenever it resumes when I alt-tab, and then it toggles off when I start talking. So it's something on my end to figure out for next time. We got to test that a little bit more.
Oh, okay. So we'll just leave it off then?
Yeah, I'm going to toggle it off for now, I think.
It's weird that anytime you talk it would close it. That seems weird.
It's something to do with the window focus, and it's a lot of active sources in the scene right now.
I never got a link to the stream. Let me,
I DM'd it to you. She pulled it over. And VK's taking the lead in the infantry fight again. This is not looking good for Jom.
Spades down. You can't really spread out here. Oh, it's after the second fight, I see. PK's got 4 people on their first life still.
I mean, to have 4 players with 0 deaths at this stage in the match, it's not looking to be a very close one.
Anyone who put B1 BattleDroid on their roster for the fantasy draft is feeling pretty smart right now.
Well, the really smart players have, you know, postponed their submissions until Wednesday. You know, technically the submissions are not due till tomorrow, so if you are a wily player, you might have decided to wait to make those selections and kind of factor these matches in there.
I made my team already, but looking at Sintra's score in this match, it's hard to ignore him. I don't think I picked only Cav players so far.
It is kind of picking only Cav players is kind of the meta strategy, isn't it? Did we put a higher cost on those guys?
It completely went by how much score you think they're going to get in whatever division they're going to be. Right. I was on the team that put I was working with the other guys on how to value the players. So, you know, I put Rakmis as high up there, and same with B1. I think Rakmis was 4,000, B1 was 5,000. 5,000 was the max the player could cost. Just because I think these guys are going to be absolutely devastating in D-Div here. Right.
Yeah, for D-Division, he's kind of maybe a little bit overqualified.
I wouldn't say B1 and Rakmis are overqualified for D-Div, because if they're playing in C, you know, you can't tell me that they're in the same caliber as a cavalry player that you yourself are.
BattleDroid's pretty close. He's not too far off.
So that was a 3-0 for the Empire. Now we'll be doing the faction swap. Grab that screenshot. What's the stream count look like on our
we have 8 concurrent viewers. And 15 views.
8 concurrent viewers. 15 views. Not as strong as it was yesterday.
We'll get there.
People were really interested to see D-Div. You know, it's kind of cute, like babies playing.
Well, I mean, they're higher ranked players, or more skilled players in principle than E-Div on a Monday yesterday.
Final scores on that. B1 BattleDroid 990 score. Top scoring Jom player was Mr. Farseeyer at 295 score. So Sintra's swapping out right now for Zrolock. We have 7 players here to play today. We want to give everyone play time, so certain players will be swapping in and out as this match goes for VK. I'm not sure, does Jom, you see any notices on Jom's roster? Is it the same roster?
Not spotting any obvious differences. So let's move to questions from the chat, if it's possible to still sign up for the Draft League. I believe that since we're still in the group phase of the tournament, isn't it possible to be a free agent at this point?
Yep, you can still be put on a team. If you'd like to play, you can put yourself name in the free agents tab. You know, and some team could pick you up. Best thing to do is see a team you want to be on and ask the guy if you could be on it. If you want to be on a VK team, you DM me. Or be on a Jom team, you DM Warboss.
Yeah, this is only the second day of the tournament, so, I mean, if you want to, if you're on top of it, you still have a full, you know, what is it, just over 24 hours to submit your Fantasy League picks, so there's still time to get involved if you want to. So Les, who's the captain, kind of the caller for VK today?
Hard to say. D1, Rakmis, Sintra. Sintra definitely does a good job calling from the infline. He's very vocal. But we are swapping him out right now for Zrolock, and then we're going to be playing Spades. Spades is taking here.
I kind of think very similarly of Rakmis and Sintra. They're both very calm and collected, and somehow manage to avoid getting upset at the game, which is quite a challenge sometimes. Especially if you happen to fight a 2-2-2 composition. So, not being seen here today, we haven't seen any of those so far, but I find them the most frustrating to fight against.
I'd be surprised if we ever saw a 2-2-2 in C div, honestly. I can't name a single archer in D div, excuse me. See any archers in D div. Could be a team that tries to run an archer. We'll see if maybe JOMtards is bold enough to try it out. I know that my VK teams in C, D, and E are just banned. They're banned. They're not allowed to use archer. I don't think archer's meta really for skirmish.
Well, it is if you're good enough.
But who is in D, E, or C div? Not anybody I can name. But I mean, just in general, even in A div, I don't think that it's going to be. I think VK is going to win A div just because we're not going to play archer.
Do you think most A div teams will be running archers?
Yes, every A div team. I don't know if Forsaken will actually, but I know the Unknown and Ta will be.
Who's Ta's archer? Might have to check their signups page. Take a look. So Ta's team has Eileen, Firespark, Crusader 5, Vampy, Tinted Skin, and also Wegness. Wegness is going to be tough to beat.
Wegness is going to be tough to beat. We're ready to go and warm up. Sorry, I was dealing with an issue. Spades' internet was spiking from 38 all the way to 150, so we had to swap him out. Zrolock and Sintra will finish this half out. Unfortunate because that guy's really good. But yeah, Wegness and Hancock are very good players. They're S tier for sure. Hancock and Wegness are the two best archers in the game. They were supposed to be on the same team. FMGK ended up buying out Wegness to play for Ta, even though Wegness is a VK player. I was letting him play on Unknown to make the A-Div more balanced because VK would just stop A-Div if I had all my players on my team. So, you know, we let him spread out amongst the other groups. And, but yeah, like I was saying, Archer is not that good. So Unknown is better than Ta on paper. They did a practice match. Ta kind of got dumpstered by Unknown from what I saw. And I think that my strategy of not running an Archer on VK1 is going to be what wins it for us. It's very map dependent. Like this map right here, you could have an archer on it, but it's not really an archer map. Soru Vagabond just got huge hits on Neander. Not Neander, Rakmis.
Okay, Cav is doing pretty well here.
Rakmis, 332 score. Hell yeah. Rakmis can do this shit one-handed. That's crazy.
Literally.
My good friend Rakmis plays this game with one hand. It is actually fact. He's proved it to us. He's shown us the streams. And he's that good. He's just that good. So VK is doing something really smart here. They're dropping the loot off in their spawn so that their second lives can use it. Because they have spawn warrior.
It's a little bit of a missed opportunity to have Cav chasing Cav. That's what's happening. But yeah, they got back in.
A little upset with Cleon for not having his shield out in that first fight there. No big deal. Looks like we're cleaning. Ooh, Rakmis reared himself. Just to instantly dismount the enemy cav. Looks like they're running 2 cav right now.
I think both teams are right now.
And that is the move for Empire. Empire has better cav than Sturgia, so definitely want to run 2 cav when you can. Against Sturgia, because Sturgia cav is really bad.
You do have that very fun to have Blood Money perk.
Right, it does. It's the only cav class. I guess technically the Empire cav class, if you take the auxiliary perk, it gives you 20 gold per assist. But for every kill you get with Sturgian cav, you get 20 gold if you take the Blood Money perk. Also, Sturgian cav is faster than Empire cav. If you take improved armor, you get really fast horse.
I don't know if I caught how much damage VK really got in on the second lives, but this is kind of Empire's round to win with how the economy works, with Sturgia having that more expensive infantry class. Really not favored to win for this first round. They don't really have to. I mean, they're already up 3-0, but it would be nice to win by more, I suppose.
If VK wins this round, they've won this map officially. We'll still play it out, obviously, see the rounds. Oh no. You and BattleDroid dismounted last life.
That's no good.
Warriors rushing out to try to save him, but that was a foolish move for them. No, it's no man left behind here at VK, but if I was in charge, I would let that man die, because now they're fighting in the open, they didn't have to.
Kind of worked out, almost. Just
See,
about.
it's 2v3, it's 2v3, it's very close. Very winnable for Jom. Now it's 2v1.
We have a viewer asking if I'll be streaming every match or just VKs, and the answer is basically as many as I can do within the realm of reason. So if I know the schedule in advance, if I can make it, I'll try to attend, stream it.
Yeah, the goal is to stream every match. The problem is that we'll probably have 6 matches going simultaneously on a Sunday. Most people want to play their games on Sunday nights.
Right.
So and you know, Fief and I are both participating in the league itself too, so if we're playing, we're obviously not streaming.
I could stream my own match, but I wouldn't be commentating nearly as much.
Right. And I wouldn't want the audio from our matches public.
We can always mute the Discord audio. It's pretty easy to do.
True that. You just stream like the actual gameplay going on.
Right.
PhoenixDawn is a new member of VK, actually. We recruited him off of Duel, and he is just a prodigy. He's got a lot of hours warband. Not very many Bannerlords, but he's playing very well. Right now it doesn't look like it with 29 score, but let's see what he does this round. Perfect switch by PhoenixDawn there. He rotated off of Neons, who was in the back. Oh. PhoenixDawn must have heard what I said or something, because he's playing really good right now. Has Zrolock on the scoreboard. You know, if I could give any advice to Jom, what do you think would be, Fief? What would be the advice you'd give to Jom right now?
Well, let's see who's not performing right now. I mean, their cav is doing okay, so kind of the obvious thing of have your worst cav player drop to infantry doesn't really apply here. So it's hard to say. I don't know. I mean, you could look at who's doing the most damage, and their Rakmis is getting a lot in, and I think B1 BattleDroids a pretty big threat. So maybe have more infantry. If your cav's not winning the cav fight consistently, not getting enough damage in, try having one of those guys drop the spear, really protect them. It's one idea. But I don't know. I think it's overall it's a pretty tough challenge to perform here.
There's 2 types of people in this community. You know, there's those who can block and those who cannot block. You want to be the blocking man, and today, you know, VK's just really fielded a team of blocking men. I can't see this. You know, not that these Jom guys are very bad. You know, Mr. Vagabond here, killing Rakmis. Rakmis does another life. Mr. Vagabond, you know, he's from Soru originally. Soru's one of the most ancient NA Bannerlord clans in this game for many years. You know, this team of Jom isn't really, they're no slouches by any means. It's just, you know, I think VK is just stomping. See if the Empire really needs to not take damage in this fight here. They want a chance of winning this round. Which looks like they mostly unscathed here. They didn't take any casualties in the second fight. I think a big part of VK's early success here too has to do with the fact that we were playing this map, in warm-up. So my guys were already warm, and I think Jom is starting to finally warm up. A lot better performance this round than the previous round.
That was their best fight so far, I think.
I think so too. I think that getting warmed up beforehand is key, and VK puts in that extra mile, that extra work to make sure that we are ready to go. Played these faction matchups before. In tournament, this might be Jom's first time playing this faction matchup.
And they're already split on their first lives, which is not good. So not a good follow-up to their match. But they're trying to S-key into that wall. Makes sense, I guess, if the Cav's not doing too great.
3 men spearing, though. Horrible, horrible Jom.
Yeah.
They should have had the dismounted Cav spearing, and everyone else was using their axe in that initial clash there. The guys all switched their weapons at the same time. It's not a good play.
And really not ideal to be fighting with your Cav all dismounted like that.
All right, so is it going to be a clean 6-0? That's the question. Can Jom stop the 6-0 on this Echerion map? I'd honestly be interested to see this Jom team versus our EDIV team. I wonder if I should have placed them in EDIV. I'm not so sure. I'd love to do a system where we do placement matches for tournaments.
Well, there's a component of that here, isn't there? I believe there's the first kind of... It's kind of the first group stage, and then there's the second set of matches. The rules are complicated enough that my eyes kind of glazed over.
Instantly dismounted. Their spears just screwed up VK's cavalry. Reared one and dismounted the other.
Yeah, they have a chance of winning here.
When I say placement matches, I mean what division they're going to be in. These guys are all locked into D-Div at this point in time, especially when the first match started. It's too late to move around. B1 using a two-handed spear, tech that I learned from the best that I relayed on to him. Two-handed spear does a heck ton of pierce damage.
Right, yeah, they're pretty mean to use, and they can kind of poke through in a 2v1 where you wouldn't have the range or, frankly, the mobility because you're so slow, dismounted, to actually do something.
It's definitely meta at this point to go two-handed spear. Once you're dismounted as Cav, you just don't switch the sword. You're only going to hit for 20-30 damage. As well, just stab him in the face for 60.
Yeah, it feels like you're kind of punching in a dream, or have a balloon weapon kind of with the sword on dismounted Cav.
Punching in a dream is the best way I've ever heard that put, actually, because it's like, what are you going to do? I'm too slow to get around your shield. These 3M are going to try to get some damage on this Empire faction.
And they're blocking way too much, I feel like. It's got to swing a little bit more.
Even BattleDroid needs to be more cautious. He's not playing...
that was a lot of damage, I bet.
I'm going to change teams real quick and
that earlier.
Right now it looks like Empire is mostly full life. Fiishy is half life. Farseeyer and Neon's is missing about 10%. They're at a standstill.
Yeah, I don't know. We haven't seen a standoff like this in quite a while. They don't want to push forwards.
Which VK chooses right not to. Looks like they're trying to flank around behind them. That's perfect. That maneuver was so perfect. We've trained that multiple times where how do we rotate in to be, our backs to the wall. Fighting with your back to the wall is a huge advantage when you have Cav. But I don't know. This is very losable right now for VK. Are they going to stop the stomp? One last man. Doesn't look like they're stopping the stomp.
Not likely at this point.
That concludes the first half of this match against Jom versus VK. Can Jom stop the absolute Vlandian stomp that's going on right now? That's the question we all want to answer tonight, and we're going to find out on Town Outskirts. Empire versus Vlandia.
What do we think the odds of a tie are here?
0.
You think so? All right. Well, that's a fair assessment, I think.
I think that VK doesn't lose when it plays Vlandia. You know, that's just, you know, an old, you know, it's been a long time meme, but I think it's somewhat true. You know, VK does not like to lose on Vlandia, so I think we'll at least get one round on Vlandia, I hope.
This is a safe bet. Yeah, I think so.
So I believe the map is Town Outskirts. Check real quick. It is Vlandia Empire. Vlandia first, followed by the Empire. Oh, I didn't get a screenshot of that last match. Son of a biscuit.
Well, it is on stream, and not only that, we also have the scoreboard that's being incremented as we go.
So it looks like, Fork, do you guys want Vlandia or Empire first? Is my keyboard really clickety-clackety?
It's pretty clicky and clacky.
The reason that is because I turned off noise suppression so I could do this. It's time!
Oh.
I see. Well, we could always try to get a separate audio source in for that.
I would love for you to be the one. I don't know, I like being able to press the button and play the medieval version of the NFL theme. I feel like it's such a vibe, man. I feel like it's such a vibe. I don't care if everyone hates it. I'm playing it every time. Every single time.
You know, I don't hate it, but I feel like there's a possibility by the end of this month that it may drive me into a rage to ever hear it ever again.
That time's not now.
I'm still dealing okay with it. So Les, are you using an external soundboard app?
Yeah, I'm using SoundPad.
I mean, we could always try the Discord option that we could re-enable sound suppression.
This broadcast is brought to you by SoundPad.
Please, no advertisements, please. I gotta have to disclaim that on my video now.
Do you actually?
I think so. I don't know. Probably.
Oh, I never thought about that. Yeah, you probably aren't. Well, I don't think SoundPad can get mad about it. Oh, well, we're attaching their branding to something they might not support.
That's their problem, though.
Yeah, SoundPad, if you'd like to sponsor us, discord.gg/Vlandia. Happy to hear your offers.
So that's kind of a random question, but are there any rules against, say, all the players on a certain team, you know, they want to get a certain guy higher up in their fantasy leagues, and they let the guy always get the kills in the round or something? Any rules against that? Is that
There are absolutely no rules against that. I mean, it is bad taste. It is bad-mannered, ill-mannered. However, what can I do? What can I do about that? Am I supposed to ban them from tournament play for doing that? I can't do that. So even if there was a rule, it'd be hard to enforce. So I don't think there is any rule against that. I think everyone else, though, most players are probably bought on a skirmish team. So everyone's really greedy. They want to get bought next time. So I think it'd be hard to convince players to want to do that.
Right. I would have one AFK. I think Phoenix is back.
Well, they are bringing a crossbow. Mr. Farseeyer has a crossbow. I repeat, Farseeyer has a crossbow. Very scary. You know, these, I didn't think we were going to see an archer in this league. I was mistaken.
He chose it. He chose it to prove us wrong. He was listening to the stream.
V1 hit him and Rakmis hit him. And now there's an inf on him. Sintra is on that guy. I hope Cav leaves him alone, but that crossbow was only able to fire, what, 2 bolts before infantry was on him. That's why, you know, I hope Josh 4000, we were talking about this earlier today, but This is exactly why we don't care for an archer. Now we have a archer in an infantry fight.
Yeah, he did not do very much there, did he?
VK infantry folded though to these. Oh wow, horrible first fight for VK.
Kind of awkward that they didn't get to choose Vlandia first.
Oh no, we let them pick first. I think we picked first the first time.
Right, there's that whole order of like Team A bans, Team B bans, and Team B picks, Team A picks. That's how it works, right?
Well, that's how it would work for a final. In this, we have pre-prescribed factions. Again, as you notice, I'm sure this is what the DT have played. Every faction in this, every division is playing this map combination of Empire versus Vlandia.
Right.
So if VK wants to win this round, they're going to have to not take damage, but Sintra already taken a big hit, which is kind of a blunder. It looks like they're getting cleaned up now.
Yeah, the Cav's doing a lot better than it has been historically. I mean, for
Their
Jom's
Cav
side.
is cooking. Their Cav is cooking. You know, he's already up there, 320 score.
Well, one of them's out. So.
Looks like, you know, closed map VK is king, but on the open map, Jom does a little bit better.
It's kind
Kind
of
of shocking.
what
I expected them to do better on Echerion compared to this, but also Empire versus Vlandia, there's major faction diff there. Vlandia is a more powerful faction. It's got a higher win rate across all skirmish bots that record faction win rate. I believe Vlandia win rate's like 54%, and the Empire's is 48%. Which doesn't sound like a lot, but it sure certainly is.
Yeah, and it's a really big difference. You know, they're really expected to do a lot better outside of the first round. So
this is the Empire's side to win. It's a 3 versus 3.
well, I don't think they'll be able to turn it around to a tiebreaker, but it seems like they'll have a chance to pick up a few rounds here.
There's a spear right behind Sintra, but he missed it. He didn't see it. Oh no!
That
it's
was.
1 versus 2.
I'm surprised that didn't.
Sintra clutch.
Yeah. I think Jom kind of missed a hit on his back there.
No, there he goes. Jom winning their first round. Very scary. Piss poor performance from B1 BattleDroid that round, I have to say. B1 BattleDroid has 101 score, 2 lives on Cav. He cannot be playing like that. That is absolutely horrendous for people who have him on his fantasy right now. They are not happy with that performance.
Are you speaking for yourself there?
Yes. B1 and Rakmis, you know, Rakmis outperforming B1. Rakmis was $1,000 cheaper, but those map's not over. You know, Empire could win 3 rounds, but 100 score per round Cav is, you know, F tier. Mind you, you can still lose, but that kind of score is unacceptable.
Oh, Vlandia's already losing the guy pretty fast here. This fight's not going well for Jom.
I don't like seeing 3 on 1 imp. We got 3 VK. You know, this one gentleman here, Mr. Neons, is roaching 3 Vlandian infantry for a long time. Oh, who killed the archer? Did our Cavs pick up that archer?
I don't know. I didn't see that. I think he was hiding somewhere in that corner. And he's already backfiring from a distance. Yeah, he's being chased down. So this is not looking too good for him. He's about to be out on second life. Nobody's helping him. This infantry's running away from him instead of helping him.
He's being pursued by Sintra. Sintra is a big time up and comer. You know, he was almost going to be on the E team. You know, he was trying to focus that archer down, but detriment of his other team. His other team's so far
what is
behind
this
him,
kind of a lack of generational etiquette here, as people would say? Like they're fighting on their second lives.
Sneaks up on the archer.
Oh, yeah, there he goes.
Almost got him. So, you know, I don't think VK did great damage there, did they?
Were those guys all first lives?
Yeah, those guys were all first lives.
Oh, okay, so my point about their generations being mixed up is totally wrong. Sorry about that, viewers.
No one on VK has spawns. Figgy and Vagabond are still first life, so that's huge for them. Farseeyer is second life. That crossbow only has 182 score so far, and we're into the second half of the second round. I'm hoping to see Farseeyer get some more score to justify For all the archer players out there who want to play archer all the time, you know, got to see some archers do good in tournament for plans to start using it more often. Sintra taking Fiishy down huge. We're now up 1. They are down 1. They're down 2 to 6.
You know,
I need to start commentating in a less biased way. I can't help it. We are up 6.
It's fine. Speaking of which, I have not incremented the scoreboard yet. Actually, I did. I led.
Is now a 2v5. PhoenixDawn goes out that round. You were managing to get some score. I think he heard me complaining and he decided to get 436 score that round. Very good, Rakmis, or B1. Hopefully, I'll get some more score for my fantasy team. Come on, B1. I want to see it. I want to see it.
Yeah, one thing I was noticing, I saw Cat just approach up the stairs, and the crossbow survived, but I was really expecting him to get some pretty nasty damage on the horse, maybe even dismount him.
So anyone in the audience here in the VK Discord that would like to comment on the situation? Raise your hand if you'd like to speak.
Morale victory for Jom that time, right? No, I'm blind. Star Wars Empire.
I don't think I have permission to. Oh, sure.
All right, so VK has won 7 rounds now.
Cool guy wanted to speak. You know, I think we're gonna go ahead and allow him to come up here to talk. What's up, cool guy?
Could you focus more on B1 for a little bit? Because I just joined in now. I want to see how he plays because I'm trying to get better at Cav.
I can do that for you, cool guy. I can do that for you. You know, we'll take a hyperfixation on him.
Thank you.
Hopefully see some good stuff. Now get out. I'll kick you out
He
here.
missed the first stab after you jinxed him. You jinxed him.
Everyone gets a good bump stab there. Everyone looking for the joust, doesn't take it. Great block by B1. Oh, he shouldn't have fainted there.
One thing I've found for myself is that I'm a little bit undertrained with the heavy lance on heavy cav classes, so Jom's actually doing okay with that right now, getting some hits in.
Yeah, you know, there's a big argument sometimes in the community. They say, oh, well, heavy cav is just straight up better. Heavy cav is not better. Light cav is good for dueling. Heavy cav is kind of shit for dueling. You know, there's some good players who can out cav duel on heavy cav, but right now this is not where your heavy cav wants to be.
Yeah, being chased by light cav. Yeah, not pleasant. The slowness really makes it hard to, you know, just do those close range at all.
B1 can get a hit here. Fails to bump stab. Right in the noggin on that player. Pretty soon we'll have all their names highlighted, so we'll be able to see. We're talking to Cracks about getting these streaming tools. Still working on that. I do have Rakmis and B1 BattleDroid on my roster for the skirmish tournament, the fantasy draft. Rakmis is out. Rakmis is out early. Not a good luck, buddy.
Still time to take him out of your fantasy league, you think, or?
I wouldn't take him out of my fantasy league. I feel like that'd curse him perpetuity. So I'm gonna keep him. You know, ride or die for Rakmis. But being out early is not good. B1's gonna have to carry here. Hopefully he can get some good picks on these cav. Needs to focus cav right now and not the infantry, because if he doesn't, if you can't kill those cav, then we're gonna lose. Just kidding, Sintra said, screw that, I'm gonna kill them all.
Right, yeah. That was pretty fast.
Those infantry folded like a wet napkin.
I mean, there was not a whole lot their cav could do there. It was over so fast.
Yeah. I need Rakmis to stay alive longer. Sintra is absolutely popping off, 913 score. He's favored by a lot of fantasy players. They picked him up for their teams. They'll love to see it. Love to see Sintra do well. Sintra's only been playing this game since, gee whiz, November, December-ish, I believe, of this year. He didn't play Warband. He's a Bannerlord player through and through. Love to see it. He's been grinding, though. He plays every day. The way Sintra, funny story about Sintra, the way he got promoted to 06 Bannerlight within the Knights of Vlandia is Hancock himself. No, I needed him to come to my battle event. Hancock said, I'm not coming to your battle event, but if you promote Sintra to 06, since I like him so much, he's such a good player, I will come and play. Hancock proceeded to come to that event and popped, I think he went 28-4 playing infantry. So yeah, it was a worthy trade, and Sintra really definitely earned it. You know, he's no slouch. Looking like VK is up right now, but Mr. Vagabond's not happy about it. He's taking a lot of us down right now. Looks like John is going to win that first fight before CleonRedMoon takes one more down with him. Mr. Vagabond Void has 16 kills, 3 deaths, and 5. Press tab, if you see that.
That's pretty crazy.
That's impressive. I mean, I thought B1 BattleDroid was a guaranteed best cav in C-Div, but right now Vagabond is showing that he is no slouch. D-Div. I can't believe he's got 1800 score right now. That is crazy.
Yeah, that's quite a bit of score to have.
This team John put forward is starting to make more sense to me now that I'm seeing these other players score well. You know, the fact that Mr. Vagabond can get 16 kills on Cav makes sense why they signed up for D-Div.
You know, I think he might be a Colorado campaign professional. That might be where he's trained all his Cav.
Oh, are you familiar with Figgy?
No, Vagabond. I mean, I think I could have sworn he must be a player there.
Yeah, Vagabond.
Yeah. At least there's people who are named closely to him who are participants there.
Ooh, B1 dismounted so early. But we got that two-handed spear. Let's go for the horse. Oh no, big blunder by John, letting him get that pony.
That wasn't good for them.
Had that advantage.
He got 2 hits right away. Yeah, B1 scored 3 hits, one after the other, after getting remounted. So that was kind of a big miss for them.
It looks like VK score that round is 3-1.
2K score. Well done to Vagabond Void.
So get a screenshot of that.
So for the viewers wondering at home, what does GH stand for? I'm not familiar with this term.
Good half.
I see.
Good half means good half. So that was the half of the map. So now Vlandia gets to take a turn playing on its best faction, Vlandia. We're red. They're gonna be dead. That's all I have to say.
It's very unbiased commentary here.
Yeah, it's definitely a bias. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I mean, how can I? I mean, we worked so hard to grow this team to be what it is. For this clan, you know, it's yesterday was painful. I mean, we brought up the draw. You know, 9-9 was the final round count. However, there was a tournament error when we wrote the rules. I thought that Hancock looked at the rules and was happy with them. And upon inspection of the rules, since we had a tie, what the rules stated was that there would just be a tie. And we tally up the rounds for both teams. However, that team is going to have to play a single map on Town Outskirts, Vlandia versus Vlandia, to break that tie. That is the precedent going forward, is that anytime there's a tie, it will be Town Outskirts, Vlandia versus Vlandia.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I consider myself a moderately literate person, and I did reread the rules approximately 2 times to figure out what the hell the rules were on tiebreakers. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't really actually tell you what to do.
The rules have been updated as of last night.
Well, so what I noticed is it said, in the group match stage, you know, that's when you do the tiebreakers. Or sorry, the KO stage or whatever. But it implies that there's more than one stage because it says the group match stage elsewhere. So the combination of different phrases for different terms for different stages of matches, and then not clarifying when those occur, meant that you didn't actually know when you're in that stage. At least I didn't, because I think there's some background knowledge where, you know, Hancock probably knew what was going on, but I didn't. I think it's one of those things that kind of shows you the discrepancy, because like really knowing how they expect things to run, and then kind of how it's written down.
Yeah, we're gonna work better on clarification next time. I didn't actually read my own tournament rules. Believe it or not.
That's totally understandable.
And
so many of them, dude. It's like a whole book.
I just copied the European ones, and that's how Europeans get down. That's not how we like to do it over here in North America. So we changed them up. It's better now. I'm excited. I'm excited about the update to the rules because I think a tiebreaker round would have been fun to play yesterday. I was kind of disappointed we didn't get to see a tiebreaker of who actually won. There was no decisive winner. But I'm also thankful that today that won't be an issue because VK is steamrolling. Choo-choo! This train ain't stopping for nobody, buddy. Over there, nobody, buddy. Vlandia is going to win this match. Hopefully, I'm hopeful that we'll win this round. If we win this round, I'll be very satisfied. Fiishy team killing Volkodav. Sintra taking down Neon. Fiishy down, Farseeyer down. That was a clean first fight for Vlandia and VK.
Yeah, they kind of evaporated very fast.
No spear from VK. You know, they're all sword and board here. Improved armor, melee expert.
You can tell Sintra is the most experienced player because he has the nicest hat. That's my logic. Is that true, actually?
Sintra does have the crown and the cape. That's actually very expensive gear right there. He does tend to play a lot of siege, and I think that's where he's getting his gold. They're already dropping the loot. They're securing loot. That's one thing that's really important for newer players to remember, and other team captains. Even in BDiv, I don't see this very often where they will secure the loot for their respawn. They know they're going to spawn there. They drop the loot there. It'd be very funny if they don't spawn there now, though. We'll see if they actually put the right location. I don't know why VK even put the loot there.
Wow.
It looks like they're not going to need it.
Yeah, they really don't actually need it at all. Did they lose anyone there? Maybe just one person?
Looks like Rakmis died just now.
I mean, Jom has some really good players still, despite losing by a pretty large margin. There's some decent performances here.
I don't see Jom winning this tournament. I mean, maybe if they start practicing and grinding more together, I think this is a humbling experience for any team to go through where they lose so badly. But hopefully, great pick there by B1. That was really good. This is a humbling experience, and that's what makes you want to get better is when you lose and you're not the best. It's like, okay, well, you're gonna rise to the occasion. You're gonna shit or you're gonna get off the pot. That's all there is to it. I'm hoping Jom starts shitting. Let's see if, Vlandia is definitely the better faction here. I mean, DDiv, it's what saved, Vlandia is what saved our EDiv team yesterday in their match because they were able to 3-0 on Vlandia. Empire's definitely at the disadvantage here. What was the score last set? Was that 2-3 or was that 3-1?
They picked that one round. That was their first round that they won, playing as Vlandia.
Interesting choice by, what's his name? Sintra here, but took the mace instead of the sword this round.
I mean, it does hit so hard. It's just annoying to be hit by a mace. I get offended if somebody hits me with a mace. It's so much damage.
It's a shame because Vlandia has much heavier armor, though, so I don't think it really against Empire it warrants it. Against Britannia, I could see it because they have good armor. But I don't think for comp play it's really mace is the perk to go with.
I mean, at this stage, he should probably, if he's expecting not to die, it's one way to get yourself some more damage in there.
Good point. Since you're currently only at 76 score on Vlandia.
113.
113. Is he going to pass Zrolock? I think especially because the
decent switch up.
mace is slower too, and they're using axes. Well,
Yeah, it's a little bit punishing to use in that scenario.
I gotta say, I'm really proud of the work these guys put in here today. It's already officially 1 for VK4.
You know, one thing I'm trying to remember, did JOM pick up their first win on, what was it, the first round of Vlandia?
Yes.
It's like not when you're supposed to win.
No, it's not. And I think what happened there is, you know, VK4 got really cocky and they just played like dog shit that round. They played absolutely terrible and they threw it. They threw it away for no reason. So I'm going to have a talking to. I mean, we accept nothing but perfection here at VK. And the fact that they lost that one round against this team really irks me. I don't even care that my team won. I'm more upset that they lost the round. I mean, there was no reason for B1 to get a 100 score that first round. So there's definitely going to be some demotions, some demerits, some benching, because that's completely unacceptable here. We only accept perfection here at VK.
Getting the occasional dropped frame in the stream. I'm going to go ahead and stop the local recording and continue the stream that way.
Well, we need the freaking video, man.
Yeah, we'll have the full stream. We'll still have it. It'll be just download it from there. It's fine. The only downside is the tracks are combined, so it does complicate the audio recombination, rebalancing if we want to. But if we got a good enough first pass, doesn't matter.
I hope everyone watching knows that was complete satire. Everything said about demerits and demotions. Yeah, I know you guys won 6. Looks like it's gonna be 6-1. That's not good enough for me. Oh no, the score is 12-1. They win if VK wins this next round here.
I might have forgotten to increment the scoreboard one time because I got 10-1 right now. I might have missed one.
Score right now is 11-1.
Let's go ahead and hit that button.
Rakmis taking heavy cab, I think, for the first time this set.
Empire's really split already. That's
Ooh, Fiishy taking down Sintra. Sintra's out.
I don't think their archer's
45,
winning.
It's not losable.
Their archer's not winning those cab jousts at all. I've seen 2 of them and they've both been lost. I mean, he's probably kind of given up here, but it's definitely a very punishing class to miss with.
So that is the end. That is the end of this set.
Alright guys, you know the drill. Go add BattleDroid and Vagabond Void to your fantasy league.
Vagabond Void, definitely a good pickup for a team needing another cav player. Not another cav player, but another pick on their roster. I think Vagabond played really good there. Nothing but nice things to say about him. It seemed like he warmed up and started playing really well. Do you want to do the post-game interviews, Fiif?
Let's go for it.
I don't know how to move these people to where I'm at.
Always just start a new DM if we have to.
We're moving the players in to comp watch party.
Come on, boy.
If Rakmis and B1 want to request to speak,
We'll allow it.
so all right, let's see here. Who's the captain of that other team? Let's enable
We have it in the
B1.
description of the video here.
Tell me what it was.
Check.
We need requests to speak from Rakmis still. Did you just speak?
It was Volkodav was their captain.
Hey, VK.
VK, B1 BattleDroid. You led VK4 BattleDroids.
Roger.
And how did that go? What was your experience like?
I don't know, man. It went pretty well. Got a lot of cocky after the first half.
So you're saying my assumption, because I literally said before you joined, the reason we lost that one round was because we got too cocky, a little overzealous.
Well, I got cocky, for sure. I don't know about the other guys, but I got cocky. I died early.
100 score per round, yeah. That was a little rough that one round, but I mean, you guys pulled it off. I do in fact have to demote you though for dropping one round against those guys.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Whatever will I do?
I'm just kidding. But let's see if we can get Volkodav in the comms here. Volkodav. Post-game interview. No response yet from Mr. Warboss. I invited him and his second for a post-game interview. You know, I think that the team played really well. I have no complaints other than, you know, obviously that one round we dropped just because we were too aggressive. I think that we played as good as we could have. Really, I don't see any room to critique. Fief?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, with this kind of score, it kind of speaks for itself. You know, no obvious mistakes here. I think the Jom team was really nothing to discount in terms of their quality. You know, the Cav did really well. I think the infantry kind of couldn't carry overall. And that meant that the Cav couldn't do more damage. I mean, imagine if the infantry fight was more even. Their Cav might have gotten even more score. So it might be a little bit disappointing to be Vagabond Void at this point, or maybe even Figgy. I mean, I don't think they were really dominating our Cav at any point, but they held their own, and I think that they could have done even more if the infantry fight was just a little bit more even.
Yeah, I definitely think it was infantry diff. You know, shout out to Sintra, Zrolock. Cool, not cool guy. CleonRedMoon and Spades who played, and then we also had, I'm missing one, Phoenix played a really good job. Did a really good job playing today too, and you know, I gotta give you guys credit where credit's due. You guys absolutely stomped Jom 2, and I expected them to be one of the harder teams in DDiv here. It looks like the other teams remaining here in DDiv are TaW4, which that's going to be probably the hardest match for us for VK4 with Poop, Snicker, Wickus, Wackus, Wasp, Omar, Commander Ender. Still have to fight Nefarious, who has Sig on their team. Jom 2, we've already defeated, and then HCA and TaW2, Nefarious. Then right now it's up in the air what DDiv, VK4 Outrummer is doing. They're having some scheduling issues, so we're not sure if they're going to remain in the tournament. I'm hopeful that they do play, but we will be having to do a little bit of a Vlandia Civil War if they do continue in this contest.
How did, which division did you say Poop Snickers in? You said D division?
Poop Snickers on TaW4 and DDiv.
Seems like it might be slightly unbalanced. One of the better players in the game.
I mean, they have Poop Snicker, they have Wickus Wackus, who are both really good players. I'd put those two players in C, but then they got Wasp, Omar, Commander Ender, Shimmy, Jerzik, Kimchi, Pancake, and Chum. You know, there's a lot of bad players on that team. One thing I can say about VK4 is there's not a single shitter on that team. TaW4, I don't know that I could say the same. So,
Hurtful.
but it appears that Jom has declined to come to the post-game interview. I can't blame him. It's got to be tough losing that badly when they're expecting probably to have a or even fight or to win possibly, but they absolutely did not win. So don't blame him for not coming. Any closing remarks?
No less, I wanted to say thank you for hosting with me, and thank you for the players, and thanks to Vlandia/VK for organizing this whole tournament. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of matches to look forward to, probably way more than we could possibly stream, but we're going to try to get as many of them done as we can this next month.
Hopefully we'll be able to get as many of them streamed as possible. I'm hoping at least 5 a week. Let's see if we can do it.
I'm not sure I'm going to survive the pace.